Hey guys, Gare here, and I've got a whole lot of comic books to show. Probably about a month's worth of hauls. There's quite a few issues, maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40, maybe 30 at least. A couple of other things, a figurine to show, and a couple of quick things to say. So, yes, it's been a while since I've done a video, for which I'm sorry, and yes, I'm no longer a blonde. My hair is brown now. On to the comics. All right. And as my regular viewers know, my subscribers know, I'm a Mike Mignola fan. This is Hellboy in Hell, number 3. It's all the time we have to spend on that. Okay. This is issue number 16 of Justice League. I'm not quite sure. Throne of Atlantis. Not quite sure if this is the most recent one. I may have the next issue in here or the one previous to that, but this is like the run done by Jeff Johns, and pretty good. Um, I wish there was story was a little bit better. Artwork is fantastic, you know. Wish the story was a little bit better. Justice League, you can't really fault it for having a lot of action. That's kind of, would be kind of nuts, but wish there was a little bit of character, a little bit more character interplay and development along the way, but still quite good. Mobius number 1, the vampire from way back, we all know and love. This is his new. I'm not quite sure if this is an ongoing series or um, a limited series, but this is number 1. That was pretty good. I won't say fantastic. I'm really enjoying this series of the Hollows. If anyone knows about this, I actually have number 3 here. I'll be showing in a moment. This is issue number 1, and I may have actually shown this in my last video. I'm not quite sure, but highly recommend this. Not a little bit complicated, the storyline in this. If you guys are familiar with it or read about it, you know what I'm talking about. Can't really do a nutshell description of it, but artwork is fantastic. Story is quite interesting. I do recommend The Hollows by and this is going to be a limited series. This is Hellboy 2 in Hell, so I think we're kind of going backwards on this one. I actually haven't read these yet. Sometimes I like to let the series accumulate a little bit, before I read them. Mike Mignola again, BPRD, Hell on Earth, The Abyss of Time. This is part 1 of 2. I've probably got 2 here. Again, haven't read this one yet. So I can go, since I have the issues of that, I can go ahead and read that. This is number 10 of Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan's The Strain. Highly recommend this. I'm probably Guillermo del Toro's largest fan in the world, and or one of them, maybe not the largest, biggest fan, but really love Guillermo. Adapted from his vampire books. This is Saga Chapter 8. Um, you guys know about this. Very, very popular book right now. Has very much both the sort of cult following as well as some bestsellerdom. I like it okay. I'm not as hip to it as I was when it first came out, but quite good. I guess we're going backwards on Justice League 2. This is number 17. I really like this cover. We really love it that they've had the Captain Marvel storylines in the back, and again, quite good. He-Man's Master of the Universe. I think I've said this is issue number 5, and I think I've said before I'm getting those primarily from my great nephews, Connor and Dylan. Dark Shadows number 11, and like this series, the artwork in them has been fantastic. The writing and the stories have not been too great. I think they could be better. The writing is decent, not great. This is Guillermo del Toro's number 9 of The Strain, so going backwards on that as well. You can tell I'm obviously not very organized here. Again, quite good. Enjoying this very much. BPRD Hell on Earth. This was the Return of the Master. 5 of 5. Did read this one, can't remember it very well. Monsters, ghoulish monsters, Nazi insignia in the back, typical Manola. At my house, we're big Thor fans, just like my friend Cursive Man, and really enjoying this new run of Thor so much. I'm not even sure. I think this is number 3. I believe this is the most recent issue, if I'm not mistaken. Number 3, we'll find it here in a few minutes. Really enjoying it. Artwork is fantastic in this, and writing is pretty good. 1948 BPRD, I'm a big fan of. I'm Facebook friends with the artist Max Fumera, and I highly recommend this. Even if you're not wild about the story or a huge Manola fan, I highly recommend Max Fumera. I'm following his career. His artwork is just superb, and I think he's really going to have a bright future. Going backwards again, this is the Hollows number 2. Interesting cover. Sometimes Sam Keith, the artist, I don't know, I was trying to think of who it is that he reminds me of. Some other famous artist, but this is Dark Shadows number 12. This one, it looks like Barnabas's profile being seen in someone's eye, and it looks like there's a rat in the middle of it. Okay, cover by Franco Vela, which is a fantastic artist. This is going backwards on Saga number 9. Haven't read this one yet. Got some catch up. I'm a little bit behind on, as I said, some of them I like to wait until I've got the entire series if it's a limited series, and some of them I'm just behind on, no excuse. This BPRD 1948, this is issue number 4, again with Max. His last name's Fiumara. The Shadow marches on. This is issue number 9. I'm pretty sure I've got another one of these. Pretty good cover of him on the wing of a biplane there. Artwork is very good in these. Writing is decent. I wouldn't say terrific. Shadow Special, kind of like an annual. I don't think they called it an annual, but this is special basically. Number 1. Number 1 of the Black Beetle, No Way Out. Again, a cover by, obviously, I'm enjoying Francesco Francovilla's work very much. This is number 1. I know I've got number 2 this past week, Black Beetle. And I think this is kind of set in the era of the golden age of comic books. Highly recommend this. IDW and my friend Denton Timpton, I'm sorry. Doctor Who, this is number 1. They're doing a 50th anniversary commemorative series. I believe it's going to be 12 issues. And Prisoners of Time, Doctor Who Prisoners of Time. And this is the William Hartnell Doctor Who, who's the very first Doctor Who, like in the early and mid-60s. And there's been, I don't know, 10 or 12. Comic Book Mom would know exactly how many. Masters of the Universe number 1. I believe this is like a special, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's issue number 1. That's going to my nephews. Masters of the Universe number 6. Good cover. I guess we know who that villain is. Okay, good dynamic cover. Those are enjoyable. I'm liking those. Dark Avengers. Just got this because my best friend is, and we're all like huge Thor fans. There really wasn't anything Thor to get at the store. Normally what happens is if there's nothing Thor to get or Doctor Strange to get, I look in the back issues, try to get something old, but honest to God, like, I've got so many thousands of comic books, and anymore I have so many repeats, and so, I try to stick with new ones. I've got 5 of 5 of BPRD 1948, Max's series I was talking about. Kind of a moody, atmospheric cover there. A bit bit surreal, perhaps. Good cover there. The Strain, Guillermo del Toro's The Strain, number 11. I think we're going backwards on that one as well. Okay, good series, highly recommended. Thor number 5, actually. So uh, we're well past number 3. This is number 5. I think this is the most recent one. I believe this is the one that came out this week that I just picked up yesterday. Again, really, I should take. There's so much glare. I should really take them out of the plastic. Got Justice League number 17. This one I think came out this week. This cover might be a little bit more difficult to make out. Watery Grave. Again, Throne of Atlantis storyline conclusion. Haven't read this one yet. I don't quite know. I'll have to think about it some more and get back to you. I don't quite something about the Justice League is not satisfying to me. I don't quite know what it is. Jeff Johns has got a fantastic imagination. He's a superb writer. It's really like a fantastic comic book writer, if you know what I mean. And I imagine he could write in other areas as well, but he's a special talent to make comic book writing, be comic book writing and be good, and he's good at it. Again, BPRD, Hell on Earth, The Abyss of Time. Not too crazy about this one. This was 2 of 2. Um, Sometimes it seems like Minola's kind of just churning these issues out, just to be putting something out that week. And I'm actually thinking of cutting back some on my Minola, so just a little bit of an overload. Again, the Hollows. This is the most recent issue that came out this week. Number 3. Little pink guy there. If you're reading this, you know who he is. And I do highly recommend the Hollows. Artwork by Sam Keith. Black Beetle number 2. This came out this week. No Way Out again. Franco Villa cover. And I think he does the artwork inside of them too. Uh, and I think I've said this in my videos before. I love the whole 30s, 40s pulp aesthetic, noir aesthetic. And I love it when comic books with Golden Age heroes, not just Black Beetle, but whether it's the Shadow, whether it's the Spider. My friend Gambit 896 did a video about this recently, talking about this, and I really prefer the Shadow and the Spider and the Green Hornet in the time that they originally were published. If you can do a series set in the 30s or the 40s, that really works for me. Also, I should have issue number 1. This is number 2 of 6 of a comic book adaptation of Django Unchained. I love this movie. I love Quentin Tarantino beyond compare. I highly recommend the movie. What's interesting about this, and this is really good, it's pretty much straight out of the movie. It is said that this is the they've adapted the comics from the complete uncut script. So there should be additional material in this 6-issue series. I haven't seen it so far. So far in issue number 2, it's pretty much like straight out of the movie. The artwork is quite good in this. If you've seen the movie, you know the story. It's up for Best Picture Oscar, which I believe is Sunday night. It's not going to win. I just don't think Hollywood is going to give the Best Picture Oscar to Django Unchained, but it's a superb film. I highly recommend it, and I recommend the comic book. This is, again, speaking of pulp aesthetic, 40s. One of my favorite comic book writers is the wonderful Matt Wagner. Favorite series of his was Sandman Mystery Theater that he did for a few years back in the 90s. Again, a golden age hero, dark hero from the late 30s, early 40s, Sandman. And this is The Shadow, and this is a new series he's doing, year 1. That's a really good cover. Really captures the mood and the spirit of The Shadow. I'm not crazy about the artwork in this. It's a little, may sound strange, it's a little cartoony. The writing seems quite good. Matt Wagner's a good writer. He did the Green Hornet Year one. If any of you guys got a chance to check that out, I would highly recommend that. That was quite good. Saga number 10. Um, Again, I'm behind on Saga, so I don't quite know but the rest of the family is liking it a lot, so I need to kind of jump back on that bandwagon. Baltimore, again, Mike Mignola. I'm thinking I'm really going to. I like Lord Baltimore. This is the Widow and the Tank, and I think this is like a one shot. I'm probably wrong, but I don't know. I kind of think Mignola's just kind of churning them out sometimes, and they're hit and miss. And I'm thinking I'm going to drop a few of those. Okay, that's it for my comic books. And I do have a figurine. I bought this for my brother Cliff, my younger brother, who's a huge, huge Halo fan. And those aren't really all the comic books that I have. I buy some for my brother and for my stepdad, and I don't have those to show, but got them several in the last couple of weeks. But this is from Halo. I think there's a character inside this capsule. Adam Montgomery, my friend, I bet you know what this is, and I don't know if this opens or I don't know if Cliff, I don't know, maybe not. I should be better prepared or whatever, but it's from Halo. I knew he was a huge Halo fan, so got that for him. And also, to switch gears to movies a little bit, you guys know, some of you, that I have a Facebook movie page called Movie Magic Mesmerize Me. I highly encourage you to go there and become a member. And if you do become a member, please join in. Please, I think of it not just as my page, but as a community movie page of people who really love movies of all kinds, and share your videos, share your interviews, share your reviews, your photo stills from movie, anything. Jump in the conversations. Agree, disagree, whatever. Um, Facebook is called Movie Magic Mesmerize Me. We're up to 1,100 something members, 1,160 something, I think. I added a few people today. So, join in the fun, and we're always looking for new members and encourage your friends to join. Picked up Sight and Sound magazine, which is just really legendary cinema magazine, not just movies, but the cinema, with a capital C. I believe this is published out of Britain, and this is their Best Films of 2012 issue. This is Sight and Sound is the magazine that the International Film Magazine, they put out the list of the biggest movies of once a decade. They put out a list of the top 10 movies of all time, and it's not just the editor's decision. It's based on I believe it's based on a poll of movie critics from around the world, and they got quite a bit of notoriety this past year when Hitchcock's Vertigo unseated Orson Welles' Citizen Kane as the greatest movie of all time, number one spot. So that was interesting. Also, one of my favorite movie magazines is Film Comment. You'll notice that these are not Entertainment Weekly or these magazines that show the stars out shopping or frolicking on the beach, or and have the feature here and there, or somebody's having a baby by somebody. These are basically film studies. These are kind of like serious serious magazines about movies. Okay, you got that? There's a story about, again, Django Unchained. Kind of everywhere right now. I'm thinking about seeing it again this weekend. I'm off work this weekend. Lots of interesting articles. There's an interview with the director Walter Hill, talking about his career, talking about his latest movie with Sylvester Stallone called Bullet to the Head. I want you guys to look at Sylvester Stallone. I think he's in his mid-60s. I don't know if you can see. Can you see him in this picture? Can you see that 8-pack? I mean, I don't know how he's done it. I've got my suspicions, but if you're in your mid-60s and you're in that kind of shape, hats off to you, because I certainly am not, and I'm not in my mid-60s. Okay, That was a lot of comic books. Sorry for just kind of selling through them, but I was getting so behind. I did want to show them all. I've mentioned my movie site, Movie Magic Mesmerize Me, on Facebook. I would like to also highly recommend to you guys my friend uh, Tony Montgomery's Facebook comic book page, Comic Book Central. And again, it's commenting on everything to do with comic books, comic book movies, movie adaptations of comics, um, television shows, figurines, whatever. If you do haul videos, I mean, please share them there. Please join. Please be an active member. Been talking about it for a while now, but we're going to do a contest for it soon. My friend Ben Jones, who is Gambit896 here on YouTube, also highly recommend his videos. He really does reviews. What I would really love to do, but you see I have these stacks of books, I can't very well review every one of them unless I was to get into a better habit of doing videos more regular. But anyway, big shout out to Ben Gambit896. I highly recommend his YouTube page, and I think he's got a page. He's a co-administrator on Comic Book Central as well, and I think he has a page on Facebook called Level Up. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me in the comments. And I think finally, I would like to say uh, to my good friend Tony Montgomery, Cursive Man here on YouTube. Um, a lot of you guys know him. He's got a huge subscriber base on his comic book haul videos, and he's went through a rough time in the last couple of weeks. His asshole of a boss, fired him, and just, I'd say to Tony, you've been a good friend to me during some difficult times in the past year. And just remember, uh, good friend, that, every exit is an entrance somewhere else. And in this case, I'm convinced that it's going to be someplace better. You're going to be better off in the long run. And I know you're tough and working hard toward that goal and all that, and just really hang in there. We're all behind you. And whoever made the colossal mistake of letting you go is just a huge blunderer. But anyway, much love to you and the family, and much thanks to all of my patient subscribers. I appreciate your watching. Please try to get other people to subscribe. Please comment. Share your thoughts on my haul. The movie. What do you think is going to win the Oscars this weekend? Let me know that. I'd like to hear about that. Please go to Movie Magic Mesmerize Me on Facebook and become a member. And I will try to do another video in the near future, and I'll try to keep the same hair color. So that's a promise. Okay, talk to you soon.